Guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Blake Chaos, and again, I am joined by the one and only Bailey D. Bailey, welcome back, my
What is up,
friend.
Blake Chaos? How are we doing?
Living the dream, buddy.
Living the dream, living the dream. First and foremost, if you have not liked, commented, subscribed, followed anything, if you like it, you love it, you hate it, you don't, you're watching anyway, might as well hit that like button, might as well comment some, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it going.
That's right. That's right. Today, guys, we are talking about the Detroit Lions. Free agency is on the horizon. The draft is coming up. We got a lot of things now that Detroit is relevant in the league with this offseason. So, Bailey, first off, what I want to do is I want to ask you, who do you think Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions should be targeting in this year's NFL draft with their 29th pick?
I have been looking and putting a lot of thought into it, and I think big man Braylon Trice out of Washington, the edge rusher, he has done a lot over his college career, taking two different year defensive MVPs in bowl games, the 2022 Alamo Bowl and the 2024 Sugar Bowl. Took the defensive MVP for both of them, and he's just an all-around player. He's got great stats with tackles, sacks. And his game against Texas in the Sugar Bowl, he had four tackles, 2 sacks, just all around. He knows how to break that line, get back to the QB, and he knows what to do. If we break him back, put him on the other side with Aiden Hutchinson, I feel like that is going to completely let our defense dominate this next year.
I like that. I like that. He was definitely a one-man wrecking crew in that Sugar Bowl against Texas.
And if you put a wrecking ball on both sides, there ain't no way we can't take your building down. We're coming to wreck cities.
No building is going to withstand two giant swinging wrecking balls. Big nuts hanging, wrecking balls, all grit.
Nuts swanging.
Swanging. You heard it from Bailey. They're swinging. Okay, so also, Bailey, we have the draft coming up, but we also have free agency right now, and there's been a lot of big names floating around. Who should Detroit pick up? They're linked to this guy, that guy, all these big players. Who do you think that Detroit should target in free agency?
Well, in my opinion, if we pick up some new blood coming out on the edge rush, because we don't need very many components for the Lions to get us to lock in, but I am kind of looking towards our backs and safeties. Coming to the free agency from the Bucs is Antoine Winfield Jr., and he is an absolute monster of a player in the back. He is a sniper, and I look at a lot of stats, the tackles, the sacks, and everything, but the big one that has me is the forced fumbles, where he tied first place with Bradley Chubb coming out of the Dolphins this last year, and he knows how to get around the field. He can make those breaks, he can make the tackles, and he is just all around ready to get to a team that wants to go the whole way. And I just feel like he's really going to be able to click with our defense. I think we should really look to get an Antoine. He would do numbers for our defense.
I would love that man in the backfield. It's interesting, Bailey. You approach it completely opposite than how I approach it, because what I would like to do, if I was Brad Holmes, I would want to draft a young corner, and I would want to bring in a dynamite edge rusher on free agency. And the man
I think that's where great minds think alike. We
got to build that defense, and everyone knows Detroit's defense was subpar. They turned it up at the second half of the season and into the playoff run, absolutely. But there's holes to be filled, and it's on the defensive end. So I think in free agency we should really, really look at Danielle Hunter of the Minnesota Vikings. You look at this man's sack totals over the past, let's go back 2018 and 2019. He had 14 and a half sacks each season. Of course, he was injured in 2020, 2021. He was still coming back. But then you have 2022. He hits us with 10 and a half sacks. And then last year, 16 and a half sacks. Oh, this man is consistent. He brings that pressure on the opposite side of Hutch. They got him and Hutch coming in, McNeil in the middle. That is one of the most scary defensive fronts I think that the NFL would have seen since the Ray Lewis days, back in Baltimore, the Giants with Statham. So I think that would be something really, really huge.
That would be really good. I agree. Also, he is bumping them numbers up, especially in the 2023 season. He bumped them numbers up a little bit. He had 16 and a half sacks. He plays 5th in the league for that, and his combined tackles, he just knows how to collab with other players. He knows how to break the line. He knows how to get back there. I think that would be a very great way for us to steer.
Oh man, absolutely. I love watching him play. I hate that he's in the NFC North, obviously, with the Minnesota Vikings. And if he were to come over to Detroit, He's going to
Yeah.
bring in a little bit of knowledge of how that defense works. He's going to bring in a little
Oh yeah.
knowledge of how they talk, intercommunications with the coaches. And I think that would be a huge, huge pickup for the Detroit Lions. I think that would really put us in that next tier, which
For
Detroit's
sure.
in that. They're in that tier. They're in that battling for the number one, the best team in the NFC.
Oh, for sure. And especially we showed that this last season. A lot of people had doubts for us. We had a lot of pick and play, a lot of people coming in, and we were in a reconstruction stage there for a little bit. But we showed this last season. I mean, Jared Goff and Dan Campbell, their nuts of steel have kind of brought us out. And now we are projected to be one of the top teams to go all the way. And there's no doubt about that. We just get those extra little pieces to plug and play. I feel like we're gonna go. Now let me ask you this. Who do you think coming out of the draft, as you were saying that you want to find a back, that you think would be good for our defense?
You see, I think Aaron Glenn is very, very good at coaching up young
Mm,
backs, young secondary players, safeties, and corners. I think he would work magic with Mr. Kool-Aid McKinstry
Oh yeah,
himself, the
I had a
Kool-Aid
feeling.
man.
Oh man, the Kool-Aid man, what a beast! What a beast
Oh,
coming out of Alabama.
Alabama Crimson Tide cornerback. Detroit does have the
Yes.
29th pick in this draft. I think he will be available, and I think that would be a dynamite grab. Someone that Aaron
Especially coming
Glenn.
out of Saban's dynasties. I mean, that man, an absolute legend to the college football coaching game, let alone he builds championship teams, great quarterbacks, great defense, and great backs, quite frankly. And I think Kool-Aid, he would do such numbers for our defense. That
He's a
boy is a
hard.
sniper.
He's not a ball hawk, but he is a hard hitting back who is going to make tackles. He's not going to let tackles go.
No,
He's not
he's
going
a
to go after
sniper.
the ball. Oh yeah,
He comes out of nowhere. He holds all of his opposing receivers to under a 50% catch ratio to where he just, he gets around the field. He makes sure they don't catch the ball. And if they catch that ball, they're not getting far. That is
no,
just a known fact. I
he
mean, the
doesn't
Kool-Aid
allow
man,
it.
the name says it himself. That boy, he's got a smile on his face and he's hawking them down.
I'd like to see what his stat numbers are for yards after catch. I bet you he's like not giving up anything more of a yard and a half to 2 yards on an average over a
Not
season.
only that, but he's got some legs on him too. I mean, they are not absolutely outstanding numbers, but him, with the punt returns on the game like that, he averages out over 15 yards per punt return. And you see a lot of these guys, they can some of them can't even catch the ball. They're out muffing, they're out doing really nothing. But that boy, he can catch the ball, he can get through, and he can, at least pull the yards. That's what's going to win the game. Not just, one big 2-3 plays a game, but just being able to convert and being able
Consistency,
to get around.
consistency, Bailey.
Consistency.
Bailey D. It's all about consistency. Guys, we've gone over some Detroit Lions news, some rumors that are floating out there, what we think that our beloved Lions should do this offseason to get us to that Super Bowl level. We're going to get there next year, guys. Listen, we got a lot of great content coming out for you here over the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of great things coming up for you guys, so make sure you dig in. Bailey, let them know what's going on.
If you haven't already, like I said, you need to like, comment, subscribe, follow, do what you need to do. Even if you don't like it, you don't love it, you don't know what you're talking about, you're still here watching. You might as well drop that thumbs up, drop that like, comment what you think, because we're here to talk about it, my boy.
We
Great
love
to see you,
haters.
Blake.
We love haters. Good to see you too,
We
man.
love
Hey, we'll see you
haters.
for the next one.
Hey, all right. See you later, buddy.
All right, man.